Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Welcome everyone. Today is the auspicious day of Gita Jayanti. Of course, by the time you're seeing this, that will have passed. But
yeah, you're seeing this tomorrow, which is Wednesday, but today's Tuesday, and it's Gita Jayanti. It's my birthday as well.
Oh, happy birthday!
Today,
Yay.
not tomorrow. You know, today, Tuesday, 14th.
Yes.
And Prabhupada installed Sri Sri Radha Daneshwar on the 14th of December as well.
Yeah, that's the solar date.
Well, that's the calendar we follow, quite frankly.
No, we follow the Vedic Tithis, which is according to the lunar calendar.
But do you observe your birthday on the same day every year?
No.
No,
Oh, no, I observe my birthday on the same day, yes. But we observe all of Krishna's birthdays on the lunar days. So, Radha Daneshwar are Krishna, so they're observed on the
historically,
which is the Vedic Tithi according to the lunar calendar.
Historically, Prabhupada installed Sri Sri Radha Daneshwar on the 14th of December. Historically, on Berry Place, which is across the road. And today's 14th December, and historically I appeared, took birth, on the 14th of December. That's all we need to know. Happy birthday to me.
But not at the same time.
No, they're much older than me.
They established
they don't look
in
it, but they are.
69. And you were born in what year was that?
What? 85.
Oh my Lord. Okay, we're here to read Bhagavatam, so we're going to do that.
Alright, Canto 3, Chapter 18, Text 5. The chapter we just started, the battle between Lord Boar and Hiranyaksha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Just working on the harmonies. Alright, text 5. The demon continued, when you fall dead with your skull smashed by the mace hurled by my arms. That's nice. The demigods and sages who offer you oblations and sacrifice in devotional service will also automatically cease to exist like trees without roots. Fighting words from Hiranyaksha there. Purport. Demons are very much disturbed when devotees worship the Lord in the prescribed ways recommended in the scriptures. In the Vedic scriptures, the neophyte devotees are advised to engage in 9 kinds of devotional service, such as to hear and chant the holy name of God, to remember Him always, to chant on beads Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, to worship the Lord in the form of His deity incarnation in the temples, and to engage in various activities of Krishna consciousness to increase the number of godly persons for perfect peace in the world. Demons do not like such activity. They are always envious of God and His devotees. Their propaganda not to worship in the temple or church, but simply to make material advancement for satisfaction of the senses, is always current. So true. The demon Hiranyaksha, upon seeing the Lord face to face, wanted to make a permanent solution by killing the personality of Godhead with his powerful mace. The example of an uprooted tree mentioned here by the demon is very significant. Devotees accept that God is the root of everything. Their example is that just as the stomach is the source of energy of all the limbs of the body, God is the original source of all energy manifested in the material and spiritual worlds. Therefore, as supplying food to the stomach is the process to satisfy all the limbs of the body, Krishna consciousness, or developing love of Krishna, is a sublime method for satisfying the source of all happiness. The demon wants to uproot this source because if the root, God, were to be checked, the activities of the Lord and the devotees would automatically stop. The demon would be very much satisfied by such a situation in society. Demons are always anxious to have a godless society for their sense gratification. According to Sridhar Swami, this verse means that when the demon would be deprived of his mace by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, not only the neophyte devotees, but also the ancient sagey devotees of the Lord would be very much satisfied.
So yeah, that last part is how Sridhar Maharaj is reinterpreting English. Sagius, yeah. Sagius. Having or showing keen mental discernment and good judgment, wise or shrewd.
Anyway, it's just interesting, like following on what we were saying, I think yesterday, that okay, this is Hiranyaksha, but we can also, well, I can also relate to it, because we can still have demon-like qualities or mood or motives. So then what's happening here is someone's feeling threatened, feeling insecure, that's the demoniac way. So then you threaten me, I feel insecure, you're doing something that I do or want to do or can't do, whatever. So I mean, I may not go around saying when you fall dead with your skull smashed. Maybe not out loud, I might say in my mind. Some people. No, I'm joking. But that's what happens, isn't it? That's what, when we have that demoniac influence or conditioning of other situations, you know, we feel this, well, it's very unpleasant. Very unpleasant. So that's what I'm just trying to, you know, it's not just, oh yeah, Hiranyaksha is so bad. It's what I'm taking from it is, yeah, we can have these qualities. They may not be to that great extent, but you can, to the degree that we are relating to people who we may just feel, yeah, like insecure, threatened around, you know, whatever reason that we don't reach out to someone and be positive.
Interesting. Okay, text 6, yeah. Although the Lord was pained by the shaft-like abusive words of the demon, he bore the pain. But seeing that the earth on the ends of his tusks was frightened, he rose out of the water just as an elephant emerges with its female companion when assailed by an alligator. I mean, there's so much going on just in this verse. It's like incredible. So first we're hearing that the Lord, although he's, in one sense the Lord can't be harmed, but he bore the pain of abusive words. So, you know, it's kind of like the, you know, words can sometimes be more piercing than arrows.
Definitely.
And, excuse me. And then it also seems to set the scene that the earth was on his tusk at that time. He had just lifted the earth out of its deluge, and here comes Hiranyaksha. And so he could see that the earth, that Bhumi Devi on his tusk, was feeling some fear and was frightened. So, and then he rose out of the water just as an elephant emerges with its female companion when assailed by an alligator. So it's also creating that scene of threat and what it might look like. You know, of course, I've never seen an elephant and a female elephant kind of get out of the water because of an alligator. But I have been in the water with elephants before. Once when I was in Sri Lanka, it was very amazing. And elephants are huge, huge living entities, you know. But when they decide to move, they move, you know. So that's for sure. They can charge and you know, so like that. So anyway, interesting. Purport: the Mayavad philosopher cannot understand that the Lord has feelings. Okay, interesting. The Lord is satisfied if someone offers him a nice prayer. Interesting point, yes. And similarly, God is dissatisfied if someone decries his existence or calls him by ill names. Now that's very powerful because we think, yeah, of course we offer prayers to the Lord and he's pleased. We offer prayers to please him. So if that pleases him, then saying unnice things would certainly displease him. Very powerful. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is decried by the Mayavad philosophers, who are almost demons. They say that God has no head, no form, no existence, and no legs, hands, or other bodily limbs. In other words, they say that he is dead or lame. All these misconceptions of the Supreme Lord are a source of dissatisfaction to him. He is never pleased with such atheistic descriptions. In this case, although the Lord felt sorrow from the piercing words of the demon, he delivered the earth for the satisfaction of the demigods who are ever his devotees. The conclusion is that God is as sentient as we are. God is as sentient as we are. He is satisfied by our prayers and dissatisfied by our harsh words against him. In order to give protection to his devotee, he is always ready to tolerate insulting words from the atheists. Wow, powerful. Nice explanation. Nice explanation. Hadn't really thought of it quite like that before.
Okay, text 7. The demon who had golden hair on his head and fearful tusks. The demon who had golden hair on his head and fearful tusks gave chase to the Lord while he was rising from the water, even as an alligator would chase an elephant. Roaring like thunder, he said, "Are you not ashamed of running away before a challenging adversary?" There's
Adversary.
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 Adversary. Adversary. Oh. Adversary. Huh?
Adversary. I mean, I'm not sure if the English say it differently. But,
Yeah.
But it's adversary.
Yeah. How is it pronounced, people? There's nothing reproachable for shameless creatures. Popo. When the Lord was coming out of the water, taking the earth in his arms to deliver it, the demon derided him with insulting words, but the Lord did not care because he was very conscious of his duty. For a dutiful man, there is nothing to fear. Similarly, those who are powerful have no fear of derision. Or unkind words from an enemy. The Lord had nothing to fear from anyone, yet he was merciful to his enemy by neglecting him. Although apparently he fled from the challenge, it was just to protect the earth from calamity that he tolerated Hiranyaksha's deriding words.
Thought it was interesting that it mentions here that Hiranyaksha had fearful tusks. So he also had some sort of tusks. Interesting.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and there's nothing to fear. Lord had nothing to fear, but he neglected him. He was merciful by neglecting him. He wasn't running away. He was trying to take care of the earth, and actually he was merciful to just ignore him and let him get on with it. Otherwise, he'll be more merciful when he kills you, kind of thing.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay. Text number 8. The Lord placed the earth within his sight on the surface of the water and transferred to her his own energy in the form of the ability to float on the water. Interesting. While the enemy stood looking on, Brahma, the creator of the universe, extolled the Lord, and the other demigods rained flowers on him. Extolled. Extolled means like glorified, yeah. Praise enthusiastically. Purport. Those who are demons cannot understand how the Supreme Personality of Godhead floated the earth on water. But to devotees of the Lord, this is not a very wonderful act. not only the Earth, but many, many millions of planets are floating in the air.
Mm-hmm.
And this floating power is endowed upon them by the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
There is no other possible explanation. Interesting.
So true.
Yeah. The materialist can explain that the planets are floating by the laws of gravitation, but the law of gravitation works under the control or direction of the Supreme Lord. That is the version of Bhagavad Gita which confirms by the Lord's statement that behind the material laws or nature's laws and behind the growth, maintenance, production, and evolution of all the planetary systems, behind everything is the Lord's direction. The Lord's activities could be appreciated only by the demigods headed by Brahma, and therefore when they saw the uncommon prowess of the Lord in keeping the earth on the surface of the water, they showered flowers on him in appreciation of his transcendental activity. Jai, Lord Varahadev ki jai.
Jai. Nice point, no big deal that he put the earth on the water, because it's true. Look at all the planets that are just hanging around in space.
Yeah, and it's like we just take, oh yeah, there they are, just floating in space.
Yeah.
Staying inside of an orbit, going through a cycle, doing the same things again and again. Yet everything is chaos, it's all madness. There's no supreme controller, there's no lawmaker, there's no,
it's ridiculous.
It doesn't really actually make sense for persons who are meant to be so logical.
Yeah.
It doesn't really logical. I mean, in one sense, you could say the most logical thing is someone has put them into such order, but because they can't see that person, and they think, it reminds me of the.
Was envy as well.
Yes.
And not willing to surrender.
Yeah.
Isn't
Well,
it?
Prabhupada said earlier that that's the nature of the demons. They want a world without God for their sense gratification.
Right. And yet there was so much in the news about, what's that man, Elon Musk? Musk,
yeah, I think.
He put a rocket. Did he go in the rocket?
I think he went up. So did,
And
what's his name?
William Shatner, wasn't it? From Star Trek.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, I don't mean, it's not about William Shatner, but anyway, there was so much that because he did that. Big deal. He blasted something into space and then whatever they did and came back.
It's true, yeah.
Right? It was such a thing,
Well, what's his name also did it?
Richard Branson.
Richard Branson did it. There was, I think, 3 of them, and I'm not sure if Elon Musk did it, but I know the guy from Amazon also did it. And Amazon, Richard Branson. I'm not sure if Elon Musk did it or not.
But it's made out to be such a
Yeah, the point is that for someone to blast off and go into outer space, it's a huge deal.
Yeah, it wasn't just the point was that it took a lot of people on the ground, people this, money, planning, blah 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 blah. But don't worry about the planets, these massive things which if they drop, we're kind of in trouble,
Yeah.
God.
Any one of the planets falls out of orbit.
Yeah, or the sun decides to tilt a little bit too much to one side.
True.
Australia's gone.
Okay, should we conclude there?
Yeah, let's conclude on that happy note.
Okay. Okay, so we'll pick up tomorrow with text 9, right?
9.
All right.
Okay, everyone.
Thank you all very much. Please remember, it is
my birthday today.
Her birthday, and if you'd like to give a donation
No,
to
donation.
sponsor books,
No.
then we'll happily engage it for you.
Yeah.
All right, thank you all very much. Kantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai.
Jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.